What is up, Reds? Welcome to the post-match analysis. Liverpool have just lost on penalties to Arsenal in the EFL Cup. Steve, real quick, give me your thoughts. Real quick.
Embarrassing.
One word, embarrassing. Okay.
Right.
One word, embarrassing. Okay.
I'm just tired of losing in these cups.
I know.
Like, I just don't understand why we get bounced every year from every cup.
Yeah. Well, I can't talk. Particularly the domestic cups.
That's what I mean.
Yeah, we struggle with those. When it comes to Europe, we're damn near unstoppable. But
yeah, we tend to play down to our competition in these cups.
Yeah, we tend to. But what we'll get into, we'll talk about some of the positives take away from the game, what we saw. I think the goalkeepers on both sides played great football today. But before we jump into it, guys, make sure you follow all of our social media. Everything that all of our social media is down in the description. We're trying to get those more active and build a following there. And you guys can stay up to date with all the latest news for the channel on those social media accounts. As well, Super Chats are now available. If you feel like you want to be generous and donate to the show, feel free. It helps us upgrade software, bring you guys better content. And, of course, the merchandise is available now as well, down in the description if you guys want to check that out. So, guys, look, like I was saying before, Adrian had two great saves in the game. The big one I want to bring up is the Rob Holding save. That was no one was marking him. It should have been a goal. And Adrian kept us in it. He also kept us in it earlier in the second half as well. When he came out, he came out. I can't remember who it was on. It may have been on Pepe or Saka or someone. But he got to the ground and he parried the ball away out of his feet. So I got to say that Adrian, I was nervous, but I think he played a good game. What are your thoughts on Adrian, real quick, Steve?
I thought he played great. Could have saved the second pen there as well at the end. Could have had his second save of a pen, I guess is what I meant. I thought he played solid, decent distribution, some good throws from the box out to the wingers. I don't really have any complaints about him, which is actually surprising.
I figured you would.
Normally, but no, I think he was really solid and put in a good shift.
Yeah, and I was actually glad he was there for the penalties, to be honest, because when Allison's, keeper for penalties, I don't know. I feel like Allison's not the greatest keeper when it comes to penalties, but that's just my opinion. Let's give a quick shout out to some people in the chat. We got some people. Youssef is back. We got Kyle. I was waiting for a post-match analysis on Monday. Yeah, man, I had some personal stuff come up. I actually had surgery on Tuesday, so I was getting ready for that. But we got Darren Gietzman from South Africa sending love. Thanks for being here. Joey, when is the draw and where can I watch it? I'm not sure are you talking about the Champions League? Darren Gietzman, again, we were the better team and it was a disappointing result. I completely agree with that. Youssef was impressed with Jota. I was too, Steve. What do you think?
Yeah, I was impressed with Jota, but I also don't know if we were the better team by that much, to be honest, today. I think they wanted the loose balls more. They wanted headers more. They looked more dangerous on the attack at times as well.
Yeah.
But
I think the biggest thing, they look dangerous because when they switch the ball over the top, our fullbacks and our outside runners, outside midfielders, I should say, found it difficult to catch up with whoever was on that wing, whether it was Pepe or Saka or whatever. And especially in the second half, they created 3 or 4 chances where they just a diagonal pass across the field and just opened us up.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where I was nervous.
Yeah, no, you're right. And they play well out of the back. We all know that. I think when you look at the game the other day, we were much better than them. Our first team is much better than their first team.
No question.
But we're so reliant on our chemistry, in my opinion, that once you mix it up, once you mix the lineup up, things like this happen. And that's why it happens in the cups, because the lineups are getting mixed up.
That's true. Youssef was disappointed with Origi. I think, Origi, it's just so hit or miss with him. I mean, he either comes on and he scores a worldie or he just doesn't do anything at all. Thank you, Liz. I appreciate the, the well wishes. Heal gently and completely. The EFL quarterfinals draw. Oh, I don't even care about the cup anymore that we're out, to be completely frank with you. Craig Adams got up at 5 a.m. to watch that. Let's go. He did. Don't blame Adrian. He only has little arms. I don't think anyone's blaming Adrian at all.
Thanks for watching, Craig.
Yeah, I think Adrian had a great game. Shaqiri is injured. Is Shaqiri injured again, Steve?
Not that I know of. Ox
Oh
is
my
injured.
gosh.
No, Shaqiri's not hurt.
Yeah,
I don't
no.
think. Wait, that's a great question
That's
because he
honestly
wasn't
a
out
great
there.
question. It's just it would not surprise me at all.
No, I didn't get that news.
No, neither did I.
Ox, Matip, Henderson, one other.
Yeah. All right, let's pull up the match stats. Let's look at a little bit here. Because overall, I mean, we dominated possession, right? And really, if you look here, let's look at the penalties first. I mean, the penalties, James Milner leading it off. Why can I not? There we go. I was wondering why I couldn't scroll down here. James Milner leading it off. Genie's penalty actually got me a little worried because it was so high up in the net, but he did sink it. Minamino. Divock, I feel like he got lazy with the pen and it got saved. And then, Harry Wilson tried to go bottom right-hand corner. It just didn't work out. Curtis Jones with a great penalty, but it just didn't work out in the end.
Very impressed with Curtis Jones. Unbelievably impressed with Curtis Jones, and I was wrong. I was completely wrong.
Say it louder for the people in the back, Steve.
Guys, I was wrong. I was absolutely wrong about Curtis Jones. That man is a baller.
He is.
He is next level.
He's so good, bro. He's so good. I mean, I'm not going to say he's world class yet, but the potential is there and the consistency is there.
Yeah, well, he shows moments of skill that we don't even have in our side.
Yeah.
He does things that I haven't seen a Liverpool player do in 5 years. He's deceptively fast as well. He's got these long strides, so you don't really – it doesn't look that fast, but he'll get by you in a heartbeat.
Yeah, he's technically sound too.
Yeah, he's rock solid.
These little quick turns, like against Lincoln City, he just turned a defender and got a shot off. But yeah, let's get some more into these comments. A lot of people think Shaqiri's getting transferred, and I wouldn't be surprised. But at the same time, it's like he just got healthy again. Like, okay, and now it's not loading these new comments. But if you had to pick, Steve, I'll say this with you. If you had to pick a man of the match, even though we lost, who are you going with?
It's a great question.
For me, it's got to be between Jota or Curtis. I thought Minamino had some good chances. Adrian. Oh, yeah. Adrian. How could I forget Adrian? Because
we only think about the other 10 usually.
The outfield players, yeah.
Flex, welcome.
Yo, on my end, it's not even updating, so you're gonna have to read them off.
No, mine stopped at 5:07. So
man, yeah. So sorry about that, guys. I'm gonna try. Hopefully, it'll reload and I can read your comments off here. But Tony Madden, I see you there. Carlton, you're here as well. Thank you guys for being here. Appreciate it. But yeah, some other moments I wanted to bring up. You were talking about Curtis Jones. How about Curtis Jones' little cheeky Rabona?
Yeah,
attempt. So even though it was blocked.
Yeah, it was nice. I don't even know why he would try that, but it worked.
I know.
Well, it didn't work because it got blocked, but I mean, the left-footed cross would have got blocked as well.
I didn't even see it coming.
It's just really ballsy to pull that off.
Very cheeky.
Yeah.
Very cheeky. Milner stepping up again, playing left back. I mean, nothing else you could want from him. You know what I mean? Samika's going down.
Let me put it this way. At this point, I'd rather have James Milner up on left wing than Divock Origi. I'm having a hard time watching Origi lately, guys. I'm sure you guys can agree with me. Obviously, I'm exaggerating a bit, but this is just gone. He's just taken an absolute nosedive.
To be fair, he doesn't get any playing time, Steve.
I know, and that's one of the things that here we go. We got more chats coming in.
How are you getting updates and I'm not?
That's one of the things that we've mentioned in the past is that it's really hard, especially with a team that's so chemistry driven, like Liverpool. If you don't play on a regular basis, when you come in, like you stick out like a sore thumb. It's not necessarily the case in cup games when everybody's getting mixed around. But yeah, it was really tough to watch.
No, you're right. And I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the formation or, the system that we play in, but what is it about the cup games where we're playing lower caliber sides? I know we were playing Arsenal, but in terms of like the players they had on the field, Why can't Origi come on and make a difference like he did, for like basically a whole season? Like, what happened? You think it's mental with him?
No, I don't. I just think he's in shit form. Excuse my French.
That's fair
shout
enough.
out Shane Buckley. He's right. Shaq is way better than Harry Wilson. I don't know about way better than Divock Origi, but the fact that he wasn't in the squad is an absolute joke. He's got to be getting transferred out because that's the only thing that makes sense.
Yeah, because he started against Lincoln City, right? Yeah,
he dominates in these games.
He does.
He dominates in these games, yeah.
And you've said it a million times. On his day, he can be world class. And
he would start for probably 10 or 12 of the Premier League teams every single weekend.
Yeah. When he was in the Premier League with Stoke, he stood out in a good way.
Oh, yeah.
Remarkable on that squad.
Yep.
Yeah. Man, what other comments we got? Because none of mine are loading still.
Okay. Impressed with Reece Williams, Anfield Hub. I agree. He's a solid player. Won a lot of headers today, which is nice. Kyle, what do you think about him?
I agree. I think because he had a little bit of an off game. Him and Fabinho had some trouble communicating against Lincoln City, but today he played fairly well. I think as a whole, our defense played okay. Like I said, the only thing that got me a little anxious was when those diagonal passes came in and we were just open on one side of the field. That was the only thing. But yeah, Reece Williams looking sharp.
Do you think it's time to sell Origi?
It might be. And I am the biggest Origi fan you'll find.
I love him too, but jeez.
It's like you should be.
And where did Harry Wilson come from?
Yeah, how about Harry Wilson getting the start?
Who are you? I haven't seen him play in a long time.
Yeah, man, it clapped
in a legitimate game. That is.
Yeah. Another thing I want to say is some people. I feel like there's going to be fans out there that are going to throw not no one in here because we have the level-headed fans in this chat. I know that for a fact, right? But there are going to be fans out there that are going to be like, Klopp shouldn't have played Harry Wilson. Origi was the wrong sub. Maybe Origi was the wrong sub. Maybe bringing on, was Shaqiri even on the bench?
No clue.
Okay. So maybe bringing on, actually, who else are you going to bring on but Origi? That's the thing. You got to, if you're looking to score a goal, you're going to bring on Origi. I think bringing on Wijnaldum was a good choice.
Was Mane around?
I wouldn't put Mane in these games. Not in an EFL Cup game.
Why not? Salah started. Van Dijk started.
I don't know. I just wouldn't. That's just me, though. That's just me.
I don't think I agree with that whatsoever, but okay.
Hey,
on to the next topic.
Hey, share it. Why?
I mean, is Mohamed Salah not just as, if not more important than Sadio Mane?
No, he is. But have you seen, you can level with me, doesn't Klopp like to rest Mane every chance he gets? Salah plays most, if not all, games.
Yeah, I wonder why that is. I guess that's a good point, but
yeah.
I mean, if he's available, you plug him in.
Yeah.
When you're in the quarterfinals.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Round of 16, whatever. Yeah.
Whatever. You plug him in.
I do want to say one thing, though.
Suited up.
What'd you say?
I just don't know if he's suited up tonight. I don't even know if Matip was available. I mean, Mane. Sorry.
Mane. Yeah. I feel like I should have paid more attention to the bench. But one thing I do want to say, I think Minamino should have finished that chance he got where it hit the crossbar. No, I'm not saying it's his fault that we lost at all. All I'm saying is I think you should finish that. What do you think, Steve?
No, I think he did. I think he did everything he could. It wasn't easy to get that off, and he hit the bar. I mean, could have hit it.
I think he took it with his left foot too.
Yeah, 3 inches lower, it hits the underside of the bar and drops in. Also, Grujic missed a similar chance in the first half. Now, he's not a finisher at all, but he wasn't even close. An awesome low cross into the box from Jota with his left foot. Grujic just botched it. These things happen. I think if we nitpick little moments like that, then it takes away from the fact that we just straight up didn't play well.
Yeah, I agree. One positive thing I'll say about Grujic is he looks to shoot when he's on the edge of the box. I'll say that. He does look to get a shot off. Hey, I'm loaded now. Okay.
There we go. There we go.
All right.
I think Nico Williams has gotten a lot of criticism lately. Obviously, too much criticism. But he didn't play well. Like, let's face it. That's why he was getting that criticism. Those people are whoever, the abuse online is just terrible.
No excuse for that.
One thing I will say about him is he certainly makes mistakes, but I don't know if there was anyone on that field tonight that worked harder than he did. He didn't stop sprinting. He got back, he got forward. He was playing literally like touchline to touchline.
Yeah.
All night.
He was.
So credit to him. He's exactly the type of player. He has exactly the type of work rate that Liverpool needs, that Klopp wants. We just got to polish up his defensive skills a little bit. He's going to be legit, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. Him, and then like you said earlier, Curtis Jones, the work ethics are there. And I think that comes down to the kind of players that Liverpool are molding or fostering, if you will. So yeah, Darren Gietzman, I'm going to put this one up on the screen. He says, oh, that's the wrong one. He goes, definitely sell Matip and bring in younger talent or someone well-rounded. I'm going to disagree with that. I don't think we should sell Matip. And I don't know if you were trying to say this. I don't know if you were implying this, Darren. But if you're saying Matip isn't well-rounded, I disagree with that. What do you think, Steve?
No. I think he means someone that's more solid in terms of being available.
Okay.
Well-rounded center back, not the greatest, not the worst, squad player, or someone younger that we can nurture to the point where they're first team ready. But I don't think it's time to sell Matt. I mean, if we sell Matip, we need to buy 2 center backs now.
If we sell Matip, I literally, Klopp is on a different wavelength than I am, because how are you going to have 2 first team center backs and be confident? You can't sell Matip.
You can't today.
No, you can't today.
I don't want to sell him, but
yeah,
it's just too much. It's just way too much. I just don't, for the life of me, I cannot understand this.
The injury side of it, yes. It's. I don't get it. Is it?
That's what I'm saying. It doesn't make any sense. You and I both went to school and studied like exercise.
Yeah.
Injuries, rehab. This makes absolutely no sense at all.
The only thing that would make sense to me is coming back from a break and then having the preseason and then starting a run of games. Just, is it too much for these guys that like Matip, who's 6'3", 6'4", just tall and lengthy? Is it too much for them? Like, is that the reason they're getting injured? Or is it the style of play? Or is it they're just flat out genetically injury prone? It's just so frustrating, though.
It's got to be genetic. It's got to be genetics. It's not the style of play because he's not pressing.
No.
Our back four doesn't, or at least let's put it this way. Our 2 center backs don't play much different than any other team. It's pretty straightforward. Like when you start talking about wing backs, midfielders, attackers, they mix and match and do things. Your center backs are your center backs. You know what I mean? He's not pressing.
How ironic is it that our center backs that are the least active in the squad are the most injured?
It's crazy. It's crazy.
Same
thing with Lovren. Lovren was always banged up.
Always.
He's Zenit's problem now. Adios.
You know what, man? Watch him. I haven't been following him since he left for Zenit, but watch, he'll probably never get injured for Zenit. And that would just be our luck. Shane Buckley here. We need to get rid of some of the day board out of the squad. Harry Wilson needs to go, and Divock Origi not good enough for the biggest club in the world. Yeah, we're talking about Origi a little bit. I just think it might be time to sell him. I don't think it comes down to like him not being good enough, but he's just not in form right now. Harry Wilson, I'm completely down to sell though. Let's go here. Anfield Hub. Should we change our formation to help Jota fit in with Mane, Salah, Firmino? No, not necessarily. I think Klopp brought Jota in as cover, not to make a new system around him, if that makes sense. Steve, what's your take on that?
No.
Yeah.
No, he's a sub.
He looked good today, though.
He looked great. I mean, he's a starting caliber player, but
yeah,
I don't think he's good enough where we have to rearrange things like maybe Werner would have been.
Mm-hmm.
That's when you start talking about rearranging things. Jota's not there,
right?
But it could happen.
Right, it could. And Darren, you do make a good point, because I'm kind of being a hypocrite right now. When players have one bad game and people are like sell, This is more for me like I need to see Origi play more. But when he does get time, when he does get appearances, it seems like he doesn't produce. You know what I mean? And that's the only reason that I'm like, maybe it's time for him to go. But if he leaves, we 100% have to get another out and out striker in.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know who else was going to go over there.
Minamino is playing he's good at that center forward spot.
Right, but there's also something to be said for Divoc's experience.
True.
There was a comment earlier about, or that one that you just put up. He did help us win the Champions League. He's played in those big games.
He has.
He just needs to play more often.
Yeah.
And it's not going to happen. Last year at the beginning of the season, he did. He re-signed his contract, right?
Yep.
He came in, started playing right away.
He started against Norwich, but I think that was for an injury. But he still started, and he scored 2 goals. Well, one of them was an own goal, but still.
Mm-hmm. Anfield Hub for $45 million on the bench in terms of Jota. Fabinho spent a lot of the first 6 months of his career here on the bench. Keita's been a squad player for a very long time. Oxlade-Chamberlain's a bench guy. All 40 or 50 million. So yes, I think 45 on the bench is, when you have the quality that we have, this is just the way that it goes. Yeah.
Yep. I couldn't agree more with that. Yeah. It's a good point of an argument to say, hey, 45 million shouldn't be on the bench. But Steve, your point about with the quality we have, that's what it's going to be.
I mean, if this was Southampton, then I'd be like, wow, that's insane. But I mean, the best team in the world. So yeah,
they don't need it. All they need is Danny Ings, and Southampton is just on their way. I don't think they'll ever need to buy another player ever with Danny Ings.
He's 110 like James Milner.
Yeah, OG Whitfield, need to get center backs that are not injury prone. I literally couldn't have said it better, my friend. Geez. Shane Buckley, let's go. Next summer, I personally would sell Joel Matip. He's a very good player, but he's injury prone. We cannot depend on him. Yeah, very similar to Lovren in that aspect, except I think Joel Matip is a way better defender than Lovren. Yeah, no question.
Here's a good one.
What's that?
Oh, the AFCON point. I saw that. That is a good point. But
yeah.
Either way, he was getting subbed on regularly at the beginning of last season.
Yes.
After he signed that contract. I guess that was my main point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. This is another good point. Steve L. Jota needs to be more clinical in cups. He should have scored 3 versus Arsenal in the Prem last time. I feel like being clinical comes down to settling into a side or into the side. He still scored though. You know what I mean? He still got that first goal, off. That's a weight lifted off of his shoulders. Once you get that first goal, I feel like you're set,
Literally. I mean, the amount of pressure that he must have felt just getting into the game.
Yeah. Imagine Keita. You know how long it took Keita to get his first goal?
Yeah. I didn't even think Jota was going to play for a while.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Let's see what else we got. Darren Geetsman. So if we do sell Divock, who are we wanting to come in? I have no idea. I haven't even thought about it, to be honest with you. But definitely someone who can play across the front like Jota and Minamino can. Or just someone who's just a flat-out more productive striker. I don't know. That's just my opinion.
Well, this was the Werner situation.
Yeah.
This is what we tried to get rid of him, and more likely than not, he would have been part of one of the pieces to go after Werner came in.
Yeah.
We all know that fell through.
Yep. I think the new contract was the right move, though, because it's a win-win. You protect his value in case you sell him on. And then the second thing is you reward him for a great season he had, and you keep him happy at the club. So I think that
he played great for a couple of years.
He had a great year. Great year.
It's this simple. If you're not playing on a regular basis, you're not going to come in and make an insane impact. If you are, then that's a plus, right? No one is expected to ride the bench and then just get in and make a huge impact. It just doesn't work that way.
You're right. Yeah, you're right.
He's not a super sub. Super subs come in every single game.
That's true. And that's kind of what he was that season.
Right. Right. That's what Shaq was too.
Yep.
But there's no such, you can't be a super sub if you never play.
Yeah. Yeah. I think let's go Tony Madden here. So he thinks Jota had a good game. I agree. I think Jota had a good game. He said he would have taken off Minamino before Jota.
Jota's more dangerous than Minamino on the attack.
Yeah, plus Minamino had more work to do since he was playing that Firmino role. So I think he was probably just exhausted.
I thought he played well.
I agree.
I thought they played well.
Anfield Hub, I think we should bring Sacco as a backup if Matip leaves.
I love that.
I love
Best comment I've ever read.
Oh my gosh, I want to pin this forever right here.
Keep that right there.
Keep that.
We get a poster of that.
Honestly, I would start Ragnar Klavan and Sacco in every cup game if I could. I don't think we'd ever concede a goal.
We wouldn't. We absolutely would not.
Yeah. Now, looking forward, Steve, now that we're out of the EFL Cup.
Having deja vu.
Well, the last few seasons. We're out.
I'm just thinking like even recently. Arsenal beat us last year in the Prem, end of the season, whatever. Beat us in the Community Shield. Beat us today. And had 2 major chances with Lacazette the other day that could have gone in to change the result. We don't match up well against them, I don't think, anymore. I think the days of the 5-0, 4-0, Firmino hat tricks are done.
Well, I would agree with you. And I think, yeah, exactly. The manager, the style of play that they play now, where they play out from the back and just they open us up so easily and they bypass our midfield. And I think that's what we need to learn to cope with. Some teams are going to be able to bypass our midfield, right? So there's 2 problems that we've had: breaking down low block defenses and, teams bypassing our midfield. So we need to figure that out sooner rather than later. LFC Gamer, Matip is way better than Sacco. Oh, 100%. But I love Sacco.
Arsenal beat us in the games that don't matter. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, sure.
I mean, I guess you could say that.
I mean, I don't know any fan that doesn't want to win every single game. Every game matters.
Every game matters.
Some are just more important than others.
Right.
This game mattered.
It did. It definitely mattered.
This is not like me defending the importance of the Community Shield a month ago. We can agree to disagree on that. I want every trophy we can get. I wanted this one. I wanted the Community Shield. I want all the cups. I want Champions League, Premier League.
Yeah. You want all the trophies, right? And I'm sure
we have a window. We have a small window.
We do. And that was the argument that people were making last year, was that we have this small window of opportunity to win as many trophies as we can. Why is Klopp playing, these kids in the games? When you look at Arsenal, and you can look at both sides of it. Like Arsenal's basically put out a lot of their first team players. They had Xhaka in there. They had Holding in there. Saka has been starting in the Premier League for them. They had Kolasinac out there. They had Bernd Leno in goal. I mean, Arsenal put out a way better side than we did.
I don't know about that.
You don't think so?
No, we had Virgil, Salah, Curtis Jones, who gets game time.
No. Strictly first team. We had Virgil, Salah.
You're not Milner,
but even Milner's a bench player now.
Okay.
Every single other we had Harry Wilson starting in midfield, Steve.
No, you're right.
Reece Williams.
Let me say this on a complete side note. Pepe is the biggest waste of 80 million that I've ever seen in my life. That player I've never seen somebody flop so hard.
At the moment, he is a complete flop. Yes.
Unbelievable.
It's bad.
For that amount of money, there's a lot of flops. Let's face it.
Thomas Lemar is a pretty bad flop too. That's a bad one.
Right. But did he cost 80 million?
He costs a lot.
How much?
I don't care. I was just using that as an example, but I just want to. Can we keep crapping on Pepe for a second?
I mean, he looks absolutely. It looks like he's in the circus out there. There's a difference between skill and there's a difference between trying to be skillful. He's not smooth at all. He looks sloppy.
I keep thinking back to the highlights I was watching when he was at Lille. I think he came from Lille, right? He is a smooth player. but he doesn't have a right foot at all. And Pepe.
I don't think he's smooth at all.
If I'm going off highlights, he's smooth. Since he came to the Premier League, he has not been smooth.
People were comparing him to Leroy Sané.
No.
They were saying that those two are very similar. Left-footed on the left wing.
Leroy Sané is world class.
That's what they're saying about Pepe, Kyle. And he's a joke.
He's a joke
He's
now.
a legitimate joke.
Oh, watch. He's just going to bang in 3 in his next game, just as we were talking crap about him.
I mean, he's not even going to play in the next game, Kyle. That's how bad he is.
Yeah. Who's this guy? Dev Darshan Cheta, Americans talking about flops.
What?
I have no idea. What does this have to do with America?
What does America have to do with anything?
Yeah, I'm debating.
Same thing you guys watch.
I'm debating blocking
sports you guys play.
I'm debating blocking them. Tony Madden, totally agree with Steve about Pepe. Yeah. The French league is so bad it makes average players look good. That's another good point. He came from the French league.
Yeah.
But yeah, so back to what I was kind of saying before, like you were saying that you had deja vu about it. Is this a positive thing that we can now focus on the other trophies?
Nope. Because the whole thing was, it was always, we can focus on the Premier League.
Mm-hmm.
Or we can put all our eggs into the Champions League and the Premier League. So then we win the Champions League. So as a fan, or typically you would imagine you wouldn't really want the Champions League as bad once you already have it. You'd rather have the Premier League because we didn't have it. Now that we have the Premier League, I think Klopp wanted to win these cups now. He's checked off the other boxes. Yes, he still wants the Premier League. Yes, he still wants the Champions League, but he wants them all now. There's no insane amount of pressure that there was. He's not trying to revive a club that's done nothing in England for 30 years.
Yeah,
I don't think this is hey, we can focus on this stings. This hurts. This is bad. It was Arsenal.
Look, I'm literally just bringing the question up because I know it's going to come out in social media. My opinion isn't changed. Like, I know that we're one of the best teams in the world. I'm not upset about this loss necessarily. Like, it's the Carabao Cup. Like, it is the least significant cup in England. Okay. It's not important, okay? But I would have liked to win. Like you were saying earlier, you want to win every single game.
I think it's important, though.
Yeah. So let's read off. Here we go. Shane thinks we're overreacting. We are a far superior team than Arsenal. Oh, 100% we are. In every way. The league game that we lost at the end of last season, we already won the league. Right. And a lot of people.
We already said this. We know this.
Yeah, we know that. Yeah. And a lot of people see the Charity Shield as like a friendly. Whereas Steve, I know you see it as an opportunity to win trophies. But yeah.
Because it's a privilege to play in the game.
It is a privilege. You're right.
You have to earn the right to be on that field. That's my whole argument.
Yeah.
Why even show up if it doesn't matter?
It's a valid point. It's a valid point. So let's see. Craig here. Our B team needs minutes. Good to experiment. So not good to get knocked out. Yeah. You're right. And I'm sure those players are upset now because they know they're not going to get other opportunities to play. The FA Cup, of course. But it is important to get these kids minutes. I think the only other players that are going to get minutes out of the players we saw today, what do you think, Steve? Curtis Jones, obviously. Nico Williams is going to be thrown in there. Maybe Harvey Elliott. Am I missing anyone that's going to get minutes? We're not going to see Reece Williams again, I don't think. Unless it's the FA Cup. Harry Wilson we're probably not seeing again.
No, he's done.
Yeah. Who cares about this Mickey Mouse energy drink cup? Yeah, I agree there. All right. LFC Gamer also says the treble, is the FA Cup Champions League Prem, and that's the real treble. Okay.
Am I the only one that's upset that we lost this game? Like disappointed?
I'm disappointed, but I'm not upset, if that makes sense.
maybe upset's the wrong word. Like let us know how you feel right now. Like it's so easy to say that the cup's not important when you get bounced by Arsenal, but like this hurts. This is not good.
No, it's not good at all. And I think Shane, we did bring this up. Like those are the only two players that I was thinking. Like obviously, both are world-class players and in their positions, if not the best players in the world in their positions. But there's 11 players on the field. You know what I mean? Like and Van Dijk was subbed off, wasn't he? Gomez came on. Pretty sure Gomez came on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But Steven chose to face which game is difficult for Liverpool in this season? I think United is always more difficult.
We haven't played the new United yet.
Yeah.
That's a whole new ball game over there with Bruno and stuff. It's Pogba's back. I don't know. We don't match up against Arsenal well anymore, in my opinion.
It's good. I mean, it's a good take. We did
Great question.
It is a good question. Yeah. So we got Llama Snipes in here. Hey guys, great stream. Thank you very much. We appreciate that. Anyways, is it a good idea to let Origi and Wilson take penalties when they're linked with a move away from LFC? I think he was just going with the guys who could shoot. I mean, because we ended up taking 6 or 7 penalties anyway. And Wilson was the second to last to take it, I think. So, yeah.
That's like, when he missed that, I was like, poor Harry Wilson. No one cares for him anymore.
I know, right? And he was one of those players where we were all excited about him like 3-4 years ago, you know? And
do you guys agree that like that feels like that was it for him? Like that's it. Like goodbye.
I do.
Not because of that, but that's just like the icing on the cake.
I'm not gonna, because I've said this, I don't want to be a hypocrite. I don't think that's it for Rhian Brewster, and the same thing happened to Rhian Brewster. So I don't want to be a hypocrite and say that's it, but I also think it's a different scenario. I think Harry Wilson we've really been trying to push him out. But yeah, let's read off some more of these comments here. So we got Dennis saying Arsenal put out a second string team and we're just good because Arteta rotates a lot, especially with the youngsters. Klopp should consider doing the same. Klopp rotates plenty. He likes to rotate. But Steve, you have any thoughts on that?
No.
Yeah.
Nothing to add there.
Yeah. CM Butterbell, regular on the channel. Good to see you. Was it a good idea to play Wilson? He knew he was gone. Yeah, I'm feeling bad for the youngsters. I'm with you. The Harry Wilson thing kind of came out of left field. I did not expect him to play ever again. No,
me neither.
Yeah.
Tony, appreciate your comment there. I agree with that 100%.
Yeah, Tony saying I don't like the fact that we lost. It may be a nothing cup, but it's still a cup. That's a good point. I hope we don't see Harry Wilson again. As soon as I saw him step up for the penalty, I knew it was all over. Oh man, like poor Harry.
I know you're never too big for a cup. Like I don't care. You're never too big for a cup.
And that's not what I'm saying.
Right, but that's what a lot of people are probably thinking. Like, oh, this is a crappy tournament. Like, it's a tournament.
It is.
If it didn't matter, we wouldn't be in it.
It is a trophy. It's still a trophy.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. The only
in the trophy room.
Yeah, that's right. When was the last? We won it in 2012, I think. That was the last time we won this particular one. But the only positive, how good did Grujic look? I thought Grujic, every appearance Grujic has had, he's looked good. But you know, it's a question of when's he going to play with Fabinho and Thiago now in the team, even though Thiago has, he's self-isolating. But Darren Geetsman says Harry Wilson stuck out like so badly. He was pretty bad.
He looked scared.
Yeah.
He just probably nervous.
Dude, he probably wasn't expecting to play.
Yeah, and he probably is like, oh crap, if I make a mistake, the Liverpool fans are gonna rip me. Because there's a lot of bad fans out there that do things like that.
Yeah.
A lot of people are calling for him to go, sell him for $20 million. That's what they want.
Yeah. You're allowed to have your opinion. If you want to sell someone, that's fine. But you're not supposed to like abuse players on social, like with the Nico Williams thing. It's just not cool. But yeah, just going off subject, so I was happy with our Champions League group today. Oh yeah. I made a video about that earlier. The Champions League group looked good. But Steve, going forward, what do you think our chances are like with the FA Cup now? Really just domestically. I think it's going to be, well, actually, I don't know now with City taking that loss to Leicester. Is it going to be another 2-horse race this year for the Premier League?
Oh, you said FA Cup.
Yeah, FA Cup. I meant, yeah, and I kind of went off topic there. But let's talk about both.
FA Cup, no idea. No idea what's going to happen there. No idea what the lineups are going to be like. Premier League, 2-horse race. I don't know. Based on what I've seen, we could run away with it again. I don't want to speak too soon, but it's possible.
It's possible.
It's definitely possible. Our squad has only gotten deeper.
It's only gotten deeper, and our first team squad is so good. You brought up the chemistry earlier, and I think that's just perfect. We've had this squad for multiple seasons now together, playing together like every single game. And I just think we're at a point now where it's so difficult to beat us. And people may bring up, last season towards the end of the year, we had already won the league, right? We
were up by 1 million points. Every time I say this, it gets more.
It's higher every time you say it.
No one cares. We don't care about that.
I mean,
no. I do care about the losses.
Choose your words carefully.
I do care about the losses, but
yeah,
we were up by 1 million.
Yeah. And one thing I want to bring up, and Everton looking off to a hot start.
Yeah, well, they look better than regular, average, former Everton.
Well, that's not hard, but
no, they're not a top 4 team.
Yeah, Chelsea looking awful.
It's a very long season, guys. Remember that. Leicester City last year. It's a very, very long season. I do appreciate Leicester, though, because they always give Man City a run.
Yes.
Same thing with Wolves.
That's right. Unfortunately, Wolves did lose to them, I think, the first game they played this season. But, yeah, you got to be thankful for teams like that. But, let's go Shane Buckley with some thoughts about the League Cup again. So he's not happy. I wanted to win the League Cup. I want to win every trophy. Exactly. As many trophies as we can. But the most important ones are the Premier League and Champions League, and that is a fact. Yeah. I mean, the Champions League.
But we don't have to worry about those today.
We don't. We got to worry about the League
Cup. We failed.
Yeah. What do you think Arsenal is thinking? Like, I don't know, man. They
probably think that they're better than us. They're probably chatting in the dressing room saying, well, we beat them last year. We beat them in the Community Shield. We had some golden opportunities that we could have put away last weekend.
Yeah.
We beat them today. That's what they're thinking. And rightfully so. If we're the best team in the world, you should not lose the last 3 out of 4 to Arsenal. I'm sorry.
It's a valid point. I hate, and we were talking about this before the stream, I don't like losing to Arsenal. I don't like Arsenal at all.
It hurts.
It hurts a lot. It's like losing to City. It's like, well, I mean, it's not as bad. I just hate losing to Arsenal. I just hate it. I don't care if it's in the Premier League. In the Premier League, it stings even more. But, League Cup or no League Cup, it still sucks to lose, especially after the classic we played against them last year, the 5-5 win on penalties. I mean, that's a classic game, And then this one, 0-0, losing on penalties. There's nothing more frustrating than a 0-0 and then losing on penalties.
I mean, Arteta's a good manager. Anfield Hub says, I don't like Arteta's style of play. Yeah, it's weak.
Yeah, I don't necessarily like it, but you got to respect it. He's at least changed the club to where they can actually play football now.
No, that remains to be seen.
I mean,
it's a very long season. They could very easily finish 7th.
No, I'm sure they could, but there's no way Arsenal are going to be worse than they were under Unai Emery.
That's probably right.
I mean, I'm just saying.
He's a better fit for Arsenal for sure.
He definitely is. Yeah.
But Emery was the what was his claim to fame? The Europa League.
Yeah, he won the Europa League with Sevilla like 3 times, didn't he?
Yeah, and then he went with Arsenal and lost to Chelsea, right?
Yeah.
Hazard's final game. I think
he got to the final though. That doesn't matter.
Yeah, but like we got to give him that.
That's true.
Arteta has no claim to fame. So
yeah.
We'll see.
So this has been a topic of discussion for years, ever since Klopp took over. Sheldon thinks that Klopp doesn't take these other cups seriously, and you can obviously you can obviously make the argument he doesn't based on the players he puts out there, but I just disagree. I think he puts those players out there because one, he has to rotate, and two, he wants to give these kids playing time. And when are you going to give them playing time? What do you think?
If it was up to me, maybe never. But it's just not realistic.
Yeah.
If it was up to me, I'd put the best 11 out there every game, but then you'd have more injuries and, people wouldn't get any game time. So,
yeah, that's
perfect world. You don't have to worry about rest or injuries, and you play your starting 11 like it's FIFA every single game. So,
yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah, Anfield Hub, Steve. We literally have a segment on one of these. Yeah, we have an entire Sunday summary segment where we just roast Hazard for like 10 minutes.
We need to find that and send it out to these folks.
Seriously, what I'm trying to do, I want to go back through all of our Sunday summaries and make a montage, like the greatest hits of the Sunday summary, and just have all of the best takes.
I'd be willing to bet that in the last 365 days, Virgil van Dijk has more goals than Eden Hazard. I think that's a realistic.
I think you might be right. Mm-hmm. What did you say last season? He had 16 appearances and 1 goal.
Maybe 1 goal and a couple assists, maybe. Yeah, really bad. This was during the season.
Okay, I'm not sure. Sorry, keep going.
He's been absolutely abysmal. What a joke.
He's been really bad. I
hate to see that. I love to see that.
Arsenal will Liverpool on Anfield after 8 years. I'm thinking maybe he means win. Beat? I'm not sure. But wait, does anyone realize we lost at Anfield? Yeah, we did lose at Anfield. Does it change the fact that we lost at Anfield given who played and the cup, Steve?
Well, without fans, Anfield is an Anfield, let's face it. And also, we lost on penalties. So any other day, this is just a draw, and the streak stays alive. Penalties are a crapshoot.
They are.
You know what I mean? And Adrian could have saved the next one there.
Oh, God. You got to feel for Adrian put in a good performance, and then to make contact with that shot, I feel bad for Adrian right now.
Yeah. I mean, no, I think everyone knows that he played well. He's probably he's a competitor, but
yeah,
you're right. I'd rather have him back there than Allison for pens.
Yeah, Steve, you got some fans in here. Steven kills me. Anfield Hub. Yeah. Penalties don't count as actual wins. I mean, they do, but I see what you're saying.
Yeah, you advance on pens.
That
does not mean you were the better team,
right?
At all,
right? Exactly.
It's just like, okay, the people who run the cup are just like, well, someone's got to go forward. Let's just let these guys kick the ball, alternating.
Yeah, and you don't even have extra time. They skipped right to penalties.
Shout out Bernd Leno too. I can't stand Arsenal, but he played his ass off today.
Bernd Leno had like 3 world-class saves today.
Yeah, that was like I was like, oh my God, are we watching Atletico Madrid again? Like I was getting that vibe. I haven't felt that feeling again where it's like, we can't beat this keeper since we played Oblak that night.
Yo, that night again. Oblak. No, dude, who else had a great game against us? Last season we tied Burnley at Anfield. Nick Pope.
That's the guy.
Nick Pope. Incredible. Some of these performances that these keepers put in, it's unbelievable. But yeah, you should do some banter. Steven probably wins everything. Nah, I would roast Steven, no question. He can't handle it. Yeah. But guys, get your closing thoughts in the chat right now. We're gonna wrap it up here. Steve, what are your closing thoughts on the match? Anything else you want to add, bro?
I mean, it hurts. It hurts to lose to Arsenal. It hurts more than any other team, in my opinion. I don't really have any reason why. I just really don't like Arsenal. I think a lot of people can agree with me there. And I don't think that this was a factor of Klopp not taking this cup seriously. I think, well, the Harry Wilson thing was questionable, but he probably just plugged him in for Shaq because I think Shaq's gone.
Yeah.
But everything else, It's like, well, all right. I think he was ready to win cups this year because we checked all the other boxes. We increased our squad depth. We've gotten better. We haven't gotten worse. And I think he really wanted it, and I think we just came up short tonight.
I'm going to agree with you. Even though I can't confirm this, but we do have someone saying that Klopp after the match said if we had to win, we would have won. So I'll have to check that post-match interview out. But yeah, no, thank you guys for joining us. But I'm thinking I'm disappointed that we didn't come away with the win, like you said, especially because it's Arsenal. Cannot stand losing to Arsenal. The thing that I would be upset if this, actually mad if this were the Premier League, if this were like a group stage game in the Champions League or, something like that. But because it's the EFL Cup, I think maybe that's why I'm not as mad. But by the same token, I'm not saying that the cup doesn't matter because it's the EFL Cup. It does matter. And we shouldn't be losing matches like this, even if we did put out a lot of our young guys. But I think there's a lot to take from this. I think the young guys playing it's good to get them out there, get some minutes. And I think we saw a lot of good things from some of these guys. So, yeah. Anything else to add, Steve?
No, I don't even think we should be having the conversation about like their lineup was stronger than ours. Like, I just don't even think it matters.
Yeah.
Because like they had guys out there that don't play on a regular basis as well.
Yeah. No, you're right. They did. And hindsight's 2020, so we'll probably forget about this. I can't even remember who we lost to last season. We some people may remember this, but me personally, as long as we continue to beat Arsenal in the league, to me that's the most important thing. So we do appreciate everyone being here for the stream. I know we had to change times at the last minute, but appreciate everyone joining. And until next time, guys, take care.